Start at 25. So the beast system is, the economics is part of his system. Okay, he's setting up a new form of economic, it's called blockchain technology and so forth, where everything they are trying to make digital. Okay, the ID gonna be in digital form, your passport gonna be in digital form, your medical record, your driver's license, birth certificate, YouTube channels, Instagram, everything about you gonna be on one ID. You understand? Okay, everything about you gonna be on that one ID. And guess what? In order to do that, they gotta create fear. They gotta create chaos, because ain't nobody wanna do that now. But guess what? Well, if them terrorists do another World Trade Center but on another level, kill thousands and thousands of people, guess what? The people gonna agree with it. Yep. If chaos be created all over the world, Russia start bombing here and drop a nuke on a city or something like that, guess what? Everybody gonna get scared and they gonna fall in line. Yeah, you gonna beg for that system. You know, so now the system, the system that they're gonna set up is digital. You understand? Okay, you know, like you got your phone, you got your thing on your phone. You see how on the phone your bank card is there, and you just gotta go by the ATM and scan like that, or you buy food, you scan it like that. You know, so everything about you gonna be on that digital form ID or whatever. You know, but in 2025 they are trying to roll out the digital ID worldwide. They give it up to 2025. Okay, so this is what I do see gonna happen. They're gonna roll out the digital ID, okay, and to gain control over everybody. That's just part of the system or part of the order that they're gonna set up out of chaos.
Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh, that their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us, and who knoweth us? Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash, and double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Haran coming back at you with another lesson, the Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and today is May 8th, all right, 2025. And I have an article here, goes back about 5 days ago. All right, and it's pretty much highlighting, all right, what the coming system, which we've been talking about here, starting from my elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down. All right, the coming system known as the beast system. Okay, that's written off in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, the 16th verse, 16th, 17th, and 18th verses. Okay, going into the MOTB and so on and so forth. All right, now I have this article. Before I go into the article, let me get this quick precept here in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and start off at verse 2. It says, "And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." Okay, so the vision, as we read, all right, or as we continue to read, okay, and we've read multiple times in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, okay, about the MOTB. That's a vision that was written 2,000 plus years ago. Okay, 2,000 plus years ago, and now you have the fulfillment, all right, of those visions playing out. Okay, and of course, the people in the world, they don't see it as prophecies fulfilling or slash unfolding. They look at it as technological advancements. Okay, and as you see in the video earlier, that even IUIC, all right, they have members who are starting to see the direction in which prophecy is leading, and they can't even fight it. All right, they talk it, but deep down they know what the prophecy actually is. It's not no sin in all its various forms, both political and religious. It's not when the MOTB in your right hand means when you do sin, and it's not when it's in your forehead, that means you think sin. That's retarded. That's stupid. And they know that. Okay? They know that. Because people in the world who are not even in this Israelite thing, they read the scriptures. Regular Christians, so-called Christians who we always cooking, all right? We're always cooking them left and right, all right, because of their folly. Some of them even know what the MOTB is, man. Okay? And yes, some of them are even going to end up taking it. But at least they know what it is. And a lot of them are even sounding the alarm bells as well. Okay? So, hey, men have a lot to answer for. Okay? They have a lot to answer for. All right? But this article here pretty much sums everything up. And I'm going to read it right quick after this. All right? It says, Habakkuk 2:3 says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." So we are at the end. That's what we're seeing these visions playing out. Okay? Step by step, every single day. Every day I go on the internet, I see something that's new in terms of technological advancement that's leading to the MOTB. It's just, as soon as I see, I say, yup, that's MOTB stuff. Yup, that's MOTB stuff. You know? And at some point, people got to wake up, man. All right? Because you don't have much time left. Okay? Once the famines kick in, you got a lot of people being laid off right now as we speak. They're setting the stage, bro. They're setting the stage right now as we speak. Hard times are coming. Okay? Hard times are coming. And if you're not prepared, all right, when it hits, you're going to get drowned out. Okay? Yahweh Shemi Shai is not going to come to your aid, all right, because he gave you prophets. You're going to say, well, what the hell are you coming to me for? I gave you men to listen to. I gave you the prophets who gave you the warning, all right, for years before this whole thing came about. So don't come crying to me. Okay? Now it's time for me to cook. That's what the Lord's going to tell you. All right, he tells you that in Proverbs, the 1st chapter, the 22nd verse on down. All right. So finishing off in Habakkuk 2, it says, "Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." And we're in the times where it has surely come. Okay. Let's get this article here titled "Worldcoin, Iris Scans, and the Coming Beast System." All right. So they're even using the verbiage, man. All right. They're using the verbiage. Okay. It says, "Imagine walking into a store in the near future," and we're talking months, okay? Not with cash, not with a card, but with your eyes. No wallet, no phone, just your iris. It sounds like science fiction, but it's happening now, and it's called Worldcoin. This is no ordinary tech rollout. The project, co-founded by OpenAI/ChatGPT CEO Sam Altman, is expanding rapidly across the world, offering people free cryptocurrency. That's the bait. All right, that's the cryptocurrency is part of the bait package, if you will. Okay, because it's going to be a lot of small little trinkets. All right, in this small little package for you. All right, but at the end of the day, once you open up them trinkets, you're going to be like, man, this ain't even worth it. Why did I even? Too late. Okay. And you can't escape it. There's no, well, what can we do to stop it? You ain't stopping it. It's prophecy. Okay? You just got to embrace yourself to deal with it. All right? Just like everybody else is doing, because like I always say, all people, all things are subject to prophecy. Okay? So continuing, it says, so the project is expanding rapidly across the world, offering people free cryptocurrency in exchange for one thing. See, one thing, exchange for one thing, a scan of their eyeball. And while some hail it as the next leap in digital identity and security, peace and safety, others, particularly Christians, are sounding the alarm as it prepares to enter the U.S. this month. The month of May. The month of May. Okay? Things about to get fun. It says, locations to register are being set up in Atlanta, Austin, Los Angeles, Miami, Nashville, and San Francisco to start, but it is expected to expand rapidly. Okay? While the technology is cutting edge, interesting verbiage, cutting edge, right? The implications are ancient. At the heart of the project At the heart of the project is a device called the Orb, a metallic bowling ball size scanner that captures a high resolution image of your iris. And again, this is just the step. Okay, Sam Altman and Elon Musk be going back and forth about all this, like almost like a digital power struggle kind of thing. You know, I'm gonna be the one to be used for this, and no, I'm gonna be the one to look, check me out, no, watch me, nigga, no, you know. But with all those so-called battles and wars and back and forth that they do, is all speeding the process and speeding up things to the MOTB. Just like you have the whole beef between the US and China. All right. Or China creates this new digital thing, or the US is going to create their new digital thing. Oh, no, China just say, hey, they got social credit system going. Oh, shit. Trump says, oh, well, I'm going to have to come up with my own social credit system. You know? Oh, China got police robots. Well, shit. Hey, what we doing? Tesla. What you going to do? You know, get some police robots so we can start using the Defense Department to get in there. You know, DARPA should start getting involved in these things so we can also start winning the race against China. You know, China came up with this new CHIP. Oh, wow, shit, we got to come up with our own new CHIP. So it's like a back and forth thing. But in reality, what they're doing is just a facade. The whole back and forth is just a facade for them to just keep advancing this technology. Because most people are not looking at it as, yo, hold up, what is this? They're looking more at it like, well, if China's doing it, we need to do it because we're greater than them. You know, it's a foolishness. All right. But continue, says this image is then converted into a unique digital code that becomes your world ID, your new identity in the digital age. Once verified, you're rewarded with Worldcoin tokens, a cryptocurrency you can store and use via the World app, a digital wallet already integrating with payment systems and global platforms. Okay? So the human body, let's just keep reading. Let's keep reading. It says, the goal, Altman says, listen to the goal, is to distinguish humans from AI in an increasingly automated online world, while also laying the foundation for a universal basic income model. Okay? And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. He said their goal is to distinguish between humans and AI. What is going to be the distinguishing thing? It has to be that device. Because AI, their devices, they have chips in the motherboard and stuff like that, but that's not really, ain't no AI using chips to buy and sell. All right, that is designed and created for human beings. Not only to buy and sell, because that's just the caveat, because you want to work, you want to get paid, well, this is what you got to do, right? But the reality, what they really want is control, complete control over the whole entire grid, over the whole entire planet. Okay? And humans are included in that. See? Kill Babes, aka Gil Bates, aka Matthew Henry Gates. Hold on. William, not Matthew. William Henry Gates. Okay? He came on the TED Talk stage, you know, and you can still find that video on YouTube where he was kind of breaking down how there's all this population and carbon and pollution and carbon dioxide and all this extra stuff, right? And he gave the model of, you know, the three things, the population, and then he gave two other things that he said. He said, well, one of these is going to have to go pretty much to zero at this point, so in order for us to get or achieve, you know, the end goal of, you know, the zero carbon emissions BS that they came up with, right? So when he said that, the people in the damn or the audience, I should say, were laughing. yeah, he just said some crazy shit. Look at that. But that was what, over 10 years ago. And everything that guy said, because he said two things. He said, if you have effective enough Vanessas, right? Vaccine, right? And eugenics, good eugenics programs. Well, what if you could combine the two and have a device or a biological weapon, okay, that could do two things at once, right? You're changing the DNA of the people. and you're also culling at the same time. So those who are able to resist or survive will end up willingly taking the sea hip anyway. Okay, that Vanessa is to kill your spiritual ability to resist when they start coming with their you know what. All right, because when you go back into the trials that they were doing, you had a lot of people saying that once they took it, all right, there was one lady, I remember she was I believe in the UK. All right, she did the AstraZeneca test, and she said once she took it, she said I can't feel God. There is like she just doesn't feel the spirit. It's gone. All right, because that thing, all right, the jump shot, all right, it messes with your God gene, all right, which is your VMAT2 gene, otherwise known as your sixth sense, right? In order for you to have that connection with the spiritual realm, all right. In this case, if you're an Israelite, your connection with the Heavenly Father, all right, and the Spirit, ultimately the Holy Spirit, right? That's what guides us ultimately, right? So once you take that thing, right, you lose that guide. You know, you lose that guide. Okay, and ultimately, once you lose that guide, you have no direction. That's when Esau comes in with his shit, all right, to lead you into his direction, all right. So the goal, Altman says, is to distinguish humans from AI in an increasingly automated online world, which they're creating, right? While also laying the foundation for a universal basic income model. The orb's main purpose is to make scanning people's irises easier, but at some point, it's expected to also serve as a point of sale terminal, meaning you could buy items using just your eyeballs. Okay? So scanning your right hand on your forehead, okay, your eyeballs being scanned, ultimately with Neuralink being working on the C hip right now, is going into your head. All right, because scanning your eyeballs and all that, yeah, they got the information, that's cool, right? But they want to be able to control you. If I can just, look, I can scan your eyeballs, that's fine. I'll give you access, you can go back and forth. I have a lot of information on you, but I really can't control it because I don't have anything that I can use as a remote. The C-hip in your brain becomes that remote that they need. And Elon Musk has said that on multiple occasions. That, yeah, with the brain chip, we will be controlling your mind. It's mind control. We can control your brain. You know, we can send waves to your brain for you to think certain things, right? The World Economic Forum, they were saying that there was some form of thing that they were going to be doing very soon, right? That criminals are going to, instead of, spending time in prison, right? So once you have the C-hip, they put you in this room and then they could erase certain parts of your memory. Right? Certain parts of your memory where you can't remember what you did. Hence, it's kind of like cleansing your mind in a way, clearing your mind in a way, right? I'm like, yo, that's crazy. So they're trying to erase memory and shit. That's going to be your punishment. You forget things. It's crazy, But that's again, hey, we're entering into that time, man. All right. It says, but let us not sugarcoat this. The infrastructure being built isn't just for verification. It's being designed to eventually link who you are biologically with how you access money, social services, voting rights, and more. Okay? It says, some may argue it's just for convenience or it's voluntary. But technology never stays still. Today's novelty is tomorrow's necessity. I'm going to read that again. Today's novelty is tomorrow's necessity. When something is a novel or novelty, as a matter of fact, let's go into it. It's new, right? Let me just pull it up. Novelty. Right. Boom. Beautiful. It says quality of being new, a new manner or fashion, an innovation, something new or unusual, right? So the novelty, all this new technology coming out, it's, again, the word new is all coming out now, right? He says, the article says, today's novelty, right? Today, all this stuff is new. They got the not only the technology that's coming out that people are using, but also the things that these technological devices can actually do, right? So all these things are new to us, but when you have it being posted everywhere and it's integrated into your society, the newness really wears off in very short time. When social media and everything is all included, and it's almost like it blends right into your life. It doesn't change much. It just kind of blends in, right? It's kind of like having a new app. Before you get it, you don't really have a use for it, right? But once you get it, you kind of start using it, you kind of get addicted to it, or you kind of get used to using it, right? All of a sudden, if you were to lose it for some reason, it's like it's an inconvenience. You see what I'm saying? So that's the same thing. They're slowly changing the system where, we're adapting these things. Like shit, I go to a store. Typically, I have my phone. Boom, I could pay with my phone. I don't have to have my card directly with me. I could leave my card in the car or in the house or something. But as long as I have my phone, boom, I could pay through there because my banking information is linked to my phone. I could check my bank account through my phone. I just open the bank app, boom, freaking put in my password, and then boom, I'm in there. In real time. I could send money, I could receive money, I could pay for stuff. Everything. I don't even have to go anywhere. I could deposit checks by staying in my house. I just sign a check, blah, 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 and then take a picture. Boom, the app does everything. Boom, see? But if I wasn't doing it like that, yeah, it would be a little bit more inconvenient. But it's not like it's going, there's a deal breaker. No, I could still go to the bank and deposit checks, right? I could still go places and pay for stuff like the old school way. You can still do that, but even those ways are being phased out, right? So it's almost like they're taking away all the options that you might say, I don't really want to use this new age stuff. I'm gonna stick to the old way of doing things. Well, guess what? The old way of doing things is no more acceptable. See what I'm saying? Everything that you have to deal with, especially when it comes to federal and stuff like that, where you have to kind of deal with it, you got to go to the hospital or whatever. When these places and these things that people actually have to use become part of the system, then that makes it much more harder to resist. Okay? Because right now you can just drive with your driver's license. Soon, they saying real ID and all that. Soon it's going to be checkpoints where they're not going to be accepting, a paper or a card. No. You become what needs to be verified. No more check your paper. No. You are the one that needs to be verified. We're verifying to see who you are. We got to scan you and stuff like that. So they go, hey, it's coming, right? So today's novelty is tomorrow's necessity. All right. Necessity. It's a mandatory. It's a must. Okay. And what begins as optional often becomes essential, especially when tied to the flow of money. Kind of sounds like exactly what John saw, right? In the book of Revelation. Okay. Just look at how facial recognition is already used in airports, right? You got this company called Clearview. Okay. It says how palm scanning has entered Amazon's checkout lines. Okay. The Amazon One. Okay. Or Amazon Go, I think. I think it's Amazon One, right? It says, and how digital IDs are being tested by governments worldwide. You see, it's all happening. Apple's Face ID was the gateway drug. Now the iris is next. Okay, remember? Hey, and I've never done that because I remember when it first came out. Oh, this had to be probably 2016 or maybe earlier. I don't know, somewhere around there. From 2014, 15, around there to about 2016, 17. That let me just look it up. When did Apple Face ID come out? There you go. Apple Face ID was first introduced in 2017. There you go. With the release of the iPhone X. Okay, it was designed to replace Touch ID, which is fingerprint authentication, on subsequent iPhones. So we went from just typing in your passcode to now using your finger to, run across the screen to unlock your phone, to now using your thumbprint by holding the power button or the select button on your phone. You press hold, it kind of matches your fingerprints and it opens up for you. This was all in the name of security and ID verification, right? Cool. And then 2017, they came out with the face recognition to open up your phone, right? The iPad Pro also adapted Face ID starting with the 3rd generation in 2018. So they came in after that, right? So from 2017, it's almost like things escalated. And then people start to utilize these new technological advances, right? Because they thought it was cool and it was convenient and it was easy. Oh, I could just scan my face and I'm good. Let me do it. You know? So now you're no longer going to be having phones that have buttons. You could press the screen. Now it's all screen, more screen, more screen, more screen. Right? They want to capture more of your being. Right? And then slowly but surely, boom, it transitions over to what we've been talking about, where you're not going to have the physical device anymore. The device will be inside of you. Okay? It is you who changes. Klaus Schwab. Okay? It says, what Worldcoin is doing is accelerating the normalization of biometric access as the new currency. Ooh. And when you combine that with digital wallets, central bank digital currencies, otherwise known as CBDCs, and AI-driven identity systems, we are witnessing the slow fusion of the body with the bank. It isn't nowhere so far. I haven't seen the word sin. I haven't seen it one time here. Neither have I seen it in all its various forms, both political and religious. Not even once. Haven't seen that. Haven't seen it even being said about, let me see, thinking sin and doing sin. That's not even here in this article at all. Interesting. Seems like what they're talking more about is a device or something that you have to kind of do in order to buy and sell. And it's going to be matching with your identity, because sin doesn't really have anything to do with anyone's identity now, does it? So yeah, as we get closer and closer to this prophecy being fulfilled, the Lord is going to continue to expose the IUIC for their hypocrisy and their lies and their deception, open and blatant deception. Okay? The Lord is, like the elder apostle has been saying, watch what the Lord is going to do to the IUIC. Watch what the Lord is going to do to that IUIC group, man. Very soon, you're going to see. Very soon, you will see. Interesting. Everything comes full circle. Remember those words. Everything comes full circle. It'll make sense later. It says, the major concern isn't just privacy, it's control. Biometric data is the most intimate form of identification. You can change your password. You can't change your retina. If your eye scan becomes the gateway to your bank account, your passport, or your ability to participate in digital society, then whoever controls that infrastructure controls you. And what did Klaus Schwab say? Whoever is the one who controls the new digital age is the one who has the real power. Okay? It's all coming full circle. All right? It's all coming full circle. It says, what happens when you disagree with the system? And right now, what Trump is doing, he's setting the stage, right? That in the next few months, something or some things may happen that will make it, he'll come out openly and just say, hey, moving forward, anyone who criticizes or comes against this regime and what we're doing for the American people and our country and all this extra shit, you're pretty much, we're going to look at you as a not only a threat to society, but really, what's the word? Treason, right? Treason, I guess we'll go with that word. You become treasonous. Okay, and they will say you will be held accountable for your words and what you say on social media and all these different things, and you will be punished to the fullest extent of the law. That's how it's going to be very soon. If we hear anyone speak against our system and what we're doing and how the government is being ran and all, you will be punished to the fullest extent of the law. Okay? If you want to have an opinion in the sense that you are opposing my policies and my executive orders and all the things that I'm doing and saying, oh, you got a problem with that? You think I'm not the president of America anymore? You think I'm just serving the interests of just the Jays? So you want to express your frustration with what I'm doing that's hurting you and helping my friends make more money? Oh, well, guess what? ICE is going to come see you. My personal militarized army of robots are going to come see you. My friend Elon Musk is going to send out those drones to come and see you. It says, what happens when you disagree with the system or the government or the culture? What if proving you are human, end quote, becomes contingent on your beliefs, social behavior, or political views? Right? You have to worship the system, this beast system. Your beliefs. You see that? It says, we've seen previews of this already. Social credit scores in China, PayPal freezing accounts based on speech, bank accounts suspended during protests in Canada. These aren't conspiracy theories. They are warnings. See? They are warnings. And that we're gonna have to get that. They are warnings. Have we not warned about this already? Have we not brought out the countless precepts, the countless times? You know how many brothers have gone through different pages of YouTube channels, bringing out all this information that we can't even bring out today? Yo, stop playing. All right? You people need to stop playing. Okay, let's get this real quick. Because very soon, very, very soon, you're no longer going to be hearing us talk about any of this because you're going to be living it. Okay, there's a book of Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. Warn the people immediately. Is the IUIC doing that? They are here talking about what they call it? Land rush, something. Yeah, I forget what they use, the verbiage that they use. You know, but that's what they're doing. Send your money in so, we could build a nation, man. They're not warning you. If anything, they're actually telling you to not listen to the warning. Don't take heed to the warning. It's not no microchip. It's seeing. Yo, man, crazy. All right, it says here, and they also echo something we've read before, right? And what is that something we've read before? Let's get that real quick. And we're going to keep bringing this out until it comes. All right, because that's the last main prophecy left. Okay, the last main prophecy left, man. All right, this is the book of Revelation chapter 13. I'm going to start off at 15, all right, because we got the right person who's going to be bringing a lot of these things to fruition, man. All right, DJ Trump. Okay, Donald J. Trump, man. The cruel Lord in Isaiah 19. Okay, so Revelation 13 verse 15 says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. You're seeing that happening. Okay, with the whole implementation of AI, you're seeing them bringing this system to a different world. Like, it's a different life. Like, they're breathing life into this shit, man. All right, motherfuckers talking about summoning a demon, and it's like you're creating you're using AI just to. They go into different dimensions and shit. Like, these people are just going to look into something known as quantum D-wave quantum something. Why, right? And man, the guy who created it, I was watching a video on that a couple of days ago. The guy who created it, man, he was just on some like, yeah, we're summoning up some things and they're not really, their interests don't align with our interests. I'm like, what? What is yo, Esau, man? What are you talking about? They got the CERN going on, the Large Hadron Collider, right? They do sacrifices to the so-called Shiva, goddess Shiva, whatever, right? Out there in in Switzerland, all right, where they be doing the Davos and all that, you know. So they're heavy into left-hand energy, all right, and they're using that left-hand energy to bring life into this system. Okay, this beast system is going to move through AI in a different, capacity, which will require every man, woman, and child to be a part of it. If not, they're going to suffer consequences, which we're about to read. Right? It says that the image of the beast shall both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you don't comply with the new system, all right, you're going to be facing ultimately the death penalty. Okay, anyone who refuses the MOTB, you will be faced with a death penalty by way of a guillotine. Okay, and now they got something known as digital guillotines. All right, so they don't have to have a person stand there and try to have sympathy for you. Nah, it's digital. It doesn't mean look at you. Again, AI. Okay, and that no man might buy or sell save. Oh, Salakia, can't skip this. Verse 16, Revelation 13, verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Are we not seeing everything we just read is literally leading to that? Okay, now here's the kicker, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay, so we're gonna come back to this, but let's keep going. All right, let's keep going. It says, the mark, going back to the article, the mark will be placed. They're talking about the mark too. Okay, they're talking about the mark. They're not, listen to this. This guy never says anything about sin. The mark will be placed on the right hand or the forehead. Okay, two body parts. And when you go into those two words, right hand, I believe is the word dexios, right? Which means they said right hand because most people are right hand dominant. All right, but you can get in your left hand too. You know, and no, you can't get in your butt cheek because that'll be kind of crazy. You know, but it's gonna be, you know, you don't go to the store now swiping your butt cheek. So let's not say that, or let's not think that, because that's not how it's going to play out, right? But what is playing out is Amazon One. When you go to Amazon, they're not telling you to pull your pants down and start. No, they don't do that. The device is already there. You put your hand, your palm, and it scans it. Boom, you're good to go. That's it. A few months from now, it's going to be the C-hip. But people are already conditioned to it, so it's not even going to be a big deal, right? And the more they see other people doing it, it's going to give them the confidence that, oh, it's okay, nothing happened. Yeah, let me go do it too. It's a new thing in town. It's a new fashion thing. It's like, yeah, it's like the ultimate statement maker. If you got a C-hip, like you're on a different level. Like, damn, that's kind of cool. Wow. So you can use it for this and everything is on this. And you can even use it to unlock your phone and your car and your house. Yo, that's mad dope. And you don't even have to, wow, that's crazy. So just by swiping this or just scanning this, everything pops up. Wow, that's convenient as hell, man. That's crazy. Wow. You know, people are going to be doing videos, TikTok videos, and showing it like, yeah, like it's a new cool thing. They're going to be using these influencers to push it. These stupid little streaming kids, the Kai Sinats and the iShow Speeds and all that, they are influencing the little youth now. You know? So they're going to be using them, giving them money to go push it out there, advertise it. And mostly who's going to be their target audience? Jake. Because you're the main one that they're looking for. The apple on that tree, right? It says, the mark will be placed on both. It says on Slakia, the mark will be placed, the charagma, that's what the word mark is, right? Placed on the right hand or in the right hand or the forehead, as the scripture says, right? Two body parts that could be symbolic. It ain't symbolic, it's literal, but also eerily literal in light of modern tech. You see? So the infrastructure that's being built is in line with what prophecy says will be happening in the end times. So it's like, it's not like, oh, they know and they're just trying to do anything but that. Nah, they're doing it. Whether they know it or not, they're doing it. Okay? Because the Lord has put it in their minds to think that this is how they're going to achieve immortality and complete power and control over the whole entire earth, being gods on this earth. But the Lord didn't reveal to them that this is how their end is accomplished. Okay? He didn't show them that part. Even though we told them, right? They looked at it as oh, that's impossible. You guys are spewing hate. You know? But it's the reality. It's coming, right? Worldcoin scans the eye, one of the most recognizable features of the face. Amazon's One system scans the palm. Between the forehead and the hand, commerce is being digitized and biologically authenticated. You see? Nowhere does it also talk about sin. Just a reminder. It says, and what the book of Revelation, so he even references, you see, again, they're referencing the scripture. And what the book of Revelation foresaw 2,000 years ago is beginning to feel disturbingly close. We could close the book right here. Okay? The people on the outside are seeing it. It says, now to be clear, Worldcoin is not the mark of the beast. Yes, we're not saying it is, all right? But it is a precursor technology. Perfectly said. Perfectly said. Couldn't have said it myself better. Or I couldn't have said it better myself. Definitely botched that one. It says, again, way too excited here. Let me slow down. It says, one of many that could easily be adapted or hijacked in the future by a centralized global authority, which is what they're building now. Through the use of AI, everything is becoming global and digital. Okay? It says this isn't just about scanning your iris or for some free crypto. It's about the coming convergence of biometrics, banking, and belief. It says, you might be wondering, why should I care? I'm not signing up for Worldcoin. Here's why. Once a system is built and widely adopted, which we've been saying, opting out becomes increasingly difficult. Like I said about the phone and how it graduated over time, right? Gradualism. It went over time. It changed from typing your password to now just scan your face and you're good. See? So it's the same thing. They just use it step by step. Every few years or so, you see a change, gradual change. Boom, boom, boom. And it becomes normalized quickly. And then the new one, boom. And people don't really get to, kind of like enjoy it's like new product be coming out so fast. You like, yo, bro, I just got the new thing. Now it's like the old thing. It's the oldest thing. You know, you get an iPhone 10 a year and a half later. Motherfuckers like, I will on the iPhone 25. You're like, wait, damn. You know, slow down your phone. It's just, you know. It says, and by the time it's mandatory, going back to the article, it's too late to ask questions. Thus far, 12 million verified users are already part of the world system. You see that? It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see here. It says, if your identity, money, and movement become biologically tied to a digital system, the stage is set for Revelation 13 to leap from the page into history. Woo! Hey, call Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Brakatah Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Yo, read that again. If your identity, money, and movement become biologically tied to a digital system, the stage is set for Revelation 13 to leap from the page into history. That's it. Okay? It says, we live in a world driven by innovation, but starving for discernment, right? And that's why they hate the prophets, because we bring discernment. We're showing the people exactly what's going on. And what do? They slander us. They hate us. They come up with false accusations against the men of the Lord. All right? Hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to do his thing. All right? We're not surprised. All right? We're not surprised. Let's get this real quick. All right? We're not surprised. this is our Lord speaking. Okay, right here. There's a book of Matthew, chapter 23, verse 37. It says, "O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest them which are sent unto thee." All right. So right now, the elder Manat Zagba, all right, man, the Lord got a heavy spirit on that brother, man, because he's able to stomach a lot of the stuff that I'm like, yo, how does he do it? You know, he puts up these videos where you got all these Jake Desby saying mad crazy. It's like all of a sudden, it's like, damn, what's going on? Again, prophecy. All right. All of a sudden, all these niggas popping up out of nowhere doing videos about Hebrew Israelites this and Hebrew Israelites that. You know, just waiting to eat missiles, man. They're not even listening to the warning. All they do is just pick up topic, and it's always about some Esau shit. You know, why the white man can't be saved? A white man. Man, look, don't you see prophecy happening? Why are you not getting ready? Why y'all here arguing about white man this? Esau's not going to make it, bro. The Lord's going to destroy them. They're not going to make it. All right. In 1,000 years of slavery, 1,000 lashes every day. All right. Except for the Sabbath day. They're going to be slaves. That's destiny. Just like the prophecy is happening, the MOTB is destiny. It's destined to happen. Esau is destined to go into slavery, man. It's over with. All right. So don't worry about them. Worry about you. Worry about you, man. Worry about you. All right. All these stupid ass questions every day. These niggas always got some stupid shit to say. You know? And we can't wait, man. Hey, the Lord's going, all right? Ezekiel 9:4 is coming, man. You women, you children, you disobedient ass, you sport ass kids. All right? You joining gangs, doing all kinds of crazy shit. Showing guns left, shooting each other, doing all. Hey, the Lord's going to get every last one of you niggas, man. All right? All you wicked ass niggas in Israel who ain't right. All right, the Most High is going to get you niggas. All right, he's going to get you niggas, man. Expose you and destroy you. All right. So going back to Matthew 23, verse 37, it says, "O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest them which are sent unto thee," man. All right, to do what? To give you warning. And this is what they do. They stone us. All right, they kill us. Just like they did with Yahushua. "How often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathered her chickens under her wings, and you would not?" Damn, the Lord is giving you shelter. He's giving you everything. You see how a hen protects her young, her chickens. You try going around, man. She's doing everything to defend them chickens, man. She'll fight a snake. She'll fight anything. You know. And she protects them when it's raining. They go underneath her wings, cover them, protect them. You know, that's where they sleep until they grow big enough to do their thing, right? She's their shelter. She's their provider. She's their leader. You know? And the Lord is that for the nation of Israel, and he's using his prophets to call you back to that. But what do? Nah, we don't want that. We ain't no Israelites to do that. All right, cool. No problem. All right, no problem. So let's keep going back to the article. It says, Worldcoin may promise security, fairness, and convenience, but it also brings new chains. Chains that look like shiny orbs. Chains that reward you for surrendering your image. You see? It says, watch the signs, guard your soul, your choices, and yes, even your eyes. Because sometimes what looks like progress may in truth be prophecy unfolding. And this time it's not sometimes. Let's just take away the word sometimes. It says, because what looks like progress may in truth be prophecy unfolding. Done. All right, Habakkuk 2. Though it tarry, wait for it, for it will surely come, it shall not tarry. All right, it's not tarrying. It's all happening now. It's happening now. Worldcoin is going to be here May, this month right here. Christine Lagarde was talking about they have the infrastructure and everything ready to go. They just got the finishing touches. The last thing they got to do is the legislative part. Putting certain things into motion so it can become law. Right? Once it becomes law, it affects everyone. That's what they want. And they're going to get it because that's what the scripture says. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, right? Or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath the understanding, count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Okay? Chai, Sai, stigma. And you go into that word stigma, you go into the word stizo, which means what? To prick. All right? Or ultimately charagma, the device that's being put inside of you. That's going to give you the access to all things. Okay? And also all things, including your destruction via missiles. You gain 100% access to that. All right? But yeah, man, just wanted to bring this out real quick. Lord willing, you were edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakodash, the Wadi Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Until next time, Shalom.